Hi, and welcome to the 2020-2021 academic year. It's Latasha Casterlow-Lalla, Supervisor of Visual and Performing Arts. There are going to be many shifts as we approach teaching virtually, and I wanted to give you a couple of updates for things that are happening in visual and performing arts. So one of the major things is last year, June 3rd, we received brand new standards. So these standards do go into effect beginning in the 2021-2022 academic year. But in order to support our staffs in this radical change, aligning our standards as a state to the national standards, we have actually started to reinvent our curriculum in our K-5 models for music and for visual arts. What you'll see is the differences of more culturally diverse offerings when it comes to music and art. You'll see students learning about lots of popular music and popular artistic styles that are very relevant to our times and the era of which our students are living in. So don't be surprised if you see and hear pop, rock, graffiti, hip hop in those classrooms. Our teachers are being taught and being supported throughout this entire academic year to embrace the new standards that require students to prove their understanding and for artistic processes. Our students will be learning the 4 artistic processes that our new standards require, which is composing, creating, presenting, producing, or performing, connecting, and responding. These standards are significantly different than anything else that any music or art, dance, or theater teacher has ever done in the history of New Jersey arts education. So there will be a huge learning curve that I will be supporting our teachers around throughout the entire year through standards, workshops, and as well as other workshops that help to increase their capacity. So teachers are going to be experimenting with this brand new curriculum this year. Everything has been taken care of and sorted out. To support the teachers in that process, we have created a scope and sequence document for both K-5 art and K-5 music. This document allows our teachers to see a scope vertically of everything that they're teaching to all grade levels at the same time. So this document will support them and help them have some more ease with lesson planning. We have already taken care of aligning all of our curriculum to the new standards, just as a test run so that we can work out any kinks prior to the mandated beginning in the year 2021-2022. We've also connected famous artists, songs, and we've provided our teachers with PowerPoints this year so that they can help to have consistency in instruction so that all students, regardless of what grade or what school they're in, will have similar instruction. So you'll get to see some of that in the coming weeks. So if you see something or hear something, feel free to reach out, let us know. We're really trying to make sure that we are reflecting the cultural diversity of the multiple genres of music and art to ensure that our students have a well-rounded education and exposure. So you'll see all those pieces available online. It's all reflected in our current curriculum right now. So continue to look out for more updates and information. If you'd like more information, you can always feel free to reach out and let me know. So another thing that we have are our links to our 2020-2021 instructional best practices. In that folder, which is linked and shortcutted to every single curriculum folder, K-12, what you'll be able to find are resources for our students. And for our teachers, for best practices, the modified block for teachers to instruct in the arts, netiquette to help to educate our students on exactly how they will be conducting themselves in the virtual realm, and then just more resources specifically towards social emotional learning. So we also, as an arts department, as a state, have the selarts.org website. This particular website is completely aligned to all of the new standards that were just approved in June. And these are the standards that are reflected in our K-5 curriculum for art and music. All of the standards are connected to the social emotional learning competencies. And then what we have are some samples within that website that are going to support our teachers with examples of activities that they can use that are aligned to the standards to support students. So we will be educating our teachers about that in our PD in September, and we will continue to do so in October and March with some guest speakers who are going to be coming in who are leaders in SEL practices, specifically in the arts, for our teaching team. So we'll do a lot with that. We'll be taking the first 3 weeks of school to help to support our younger students, that's the K-8 students with SEL. Our academies and high school programs will get straight into their content, but be embedding the SEL practices throughout their work and giving students a lot of student voice and choice along the way. One of the larger shifts and changes is to our instrumental and ensemble program. So that includes choral, modern band, orchestra, concert band, and any other ensemble in which students are playing music or creating music. So our virtual program will be run very similar to our program that's run in person. So students will be on a rotating schedule in our K-8 schools. Those students will be pulled out of their regular class. Students will then join their Google Classroom with their ensemble director, attend a lesson during the 9-period day, just as we do in school. And then during the reconnect time, our teachers will be running small group rehearsals, practices to help to support students. It's going to be a little bit different because we're not physically together. So it will take some more time for our teachers to help support students, especially our beginning players, on how to hold music. During the first few weeks before we get instruments to our students, our teachers are going to be focusing on musical theory. So that's helping students be able to read music, both iconic and standard notation systems, as well as help educate the student on how to put their instrument together, maintenance and care, all the materials, because we will be packing instrument care packages for our students based on the instrument that they're playing with for a minimum of 6 months. So if a student is playing a clarinet, we're going to make sure that student has cork grease so that their instrument stays well lubricated, and they're going to have reeds so that they know how to replace them and when to replace them in the event that they get damaged, and we'll have that supply for them that's going to last them at least until February. Our hope is to be able to distribute our materials when we're distributing the other instructional materials later on in the month of September. One of the most important things is teachers were really taking the time to build community with their students, which is why we have all of our special area teachers, specifically music and art, have their own classroom for each homeroom. One of the major pieces of feedback that we received from our team was that they felt like they weren't able to connect with their students and really get to talk about what's going on and help them extend their learning. For visual arts, we actually have an instructional kit for our students. This instructional kit covers the basics that students will need to create. So our team, our visual arts team, will be working to actually create that kit, put it together, and then we'll be able to distribute those already created kits to your schools, hopefully prior to the distribution time, so that your students, when they come to pick up all their other materials, they'll be able to do that too. At this point, when it comes to our instrumental program, we will not have any in-person performances until 2021. We will be working on virtual performances and putting our pieces together. Students will be really focused on solo, duo, trio, and small group ensembles so that they can grow in their skills and practice. At this point, most of our competitions and festivals for the year have been canceled. So we're going to take this year as a building block to help to solidify technique and skill so that we can begin to prepare our students to compete in some of our regional and statewide competitions starting back up in 2021. So for our instrumental program, the biggest add, which we're really excited about, is we have added the software Music First. Music First is a program that's originated out of the state of New Jersey, is now international, and it allows students to play and receive instant feedback from the computer program on their intonation, their pitch, their technique and their skill. So students will be utilizing the lessons with their director in collaboration with the Music First program. And they will do lots of their submissions of their playing videos through Music First and get that feedback. The beautiful part about the program is the feedback is sent back to the director, so then they know how to individualize instruction for our students to help them grow in their skill. So we're really excited about that. The Music First program will be utilized for all of our ensemble students. That's choral, instrumental, whichever instrument they're playing. And that's going to be launched from grades 4 to grade 12. So we're excited about that collaborative piece that teachers are going to be able to use to integrate technology in their classrooms. For our upper grade students will continue meeting on a daily basis and use the support of the APEX system in collaboration with live daily instruction. So the APEX program will help to support our teachers once or so, maybe twice a week, but the other times the teachers will be working solely with instructing students in live daily interactions. One of the biggest focuses again is on the SEL program. So we're excited to see what we're going to be able to do. There's lots more changes that are coming and we will continue to shift. The last piece that I want you to know is if we do and when we do go back for hybrid or in-person instruction, our musical instruments will actually be receiving a little mask. So we've had some great research done by the University of Colorado on aerosol studies when it comes to instruments, and we're taking the direction from the results of those studies that were released in May and in July that advise us to put masks on all of our musical instruments. So we're in the process of ordering those masks. These masks will go over specific instruments that have bells. So that's trombones, trumpets, tubas, saxophones, clarinets. And so we will purchase those. They will be given to all of the schools for all the instruments that they have. Students will be able to use them. They're completely machine washable, and it will help to be another layer of protection for our students. And we'll share some more details about that as we get closer to hybrid and in-person learning. But if you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me via email or through telephone or text, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I hope you and your family stay safe. I hope that we have an amazing school year. And although it is different, we are awesome. And I know that we're going to do great things together. Have a fantastic day. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.